There it is. Hello. How you doing out there in video land or wherever you come from? Um, just want to make another commentary video that due to this time of the year, and it's a video that most people don't really think about. And my video is going to be called "The Feminist, the Nuclear Family, and Ending of the Race." And this is primarily um, geared to a certain demographic of people um, that have this mindset that, you know, when it comes to voting, when it comes to certain issues, that they feel like women are being left out. And women are trying, you have a society where women wants to kind of be the headship of the family. And you have women that have a masculine entitled mindset out there. There's some women that are like that. And then there's some men that are going to put up with some women with a feminist entitled mindset. And the reason why some of these women stay single or they're in a relationship, they never can stay in a happy long-term relationship and long-term marriage that lead to a family, is because you have women that just don't know when to just zip it. They don't know how to let, especially when it comes to dealing with men. And you have to respect the man's role, and because there's a certain degree why, and it doesn't mean that you're not able to do the same thing, but it's just certain things that, by the way God designed the family, that is certain things that a man should do, and a woman should be there to help him. Right now, you have a society. When it comes to politics, and particularly one of the most oppressive communities is the African American community, black people. And just like the white counterparts, they bought into the feminism thing. Most black men during the time of position, not to me have position of power, not a power in political arena, not to me in a financial arena, and not too many in a well dominated male society where they come out on victory. Like their white counterpart, the white male can do something and he can observe the blow on his finances and his career and everything else. And in some cases where the black male don't have that luxury. And so you have some women out there that they want to be controlled, but they want it on their own terms. And without the man, you have no nation. And if you're a man that they could do without the woman, you have no nation. They come together. Every other ethnic group of people, male and female, is strong as a unit. They're strong in numbers. And most other cultures, really, majority of women in some cultures don't really, in certain cultures around the world, don't push that feminist stuff because it's not going to fly too well. And you keep promoting division, it's going to hurt the children. And if you have a son, how is he supposed to know that his God-given role as a man, so he can grow up to be a confident young man one day? how is the young woman you're going to raise going to be a confident kind of woman to know that she's going to look what to look for in a husband? But if you teaching your daughter to be controlling and manipulative and things like that, you destroying your own family. Because if she get this attitude, I don't need no man, or I don't want no particular, I don't want black men, or the young black men say they don't want black girls, you're going in the next 20, 30 years, you're going to be knocked out of the human race. And there's a certain demographic that are basically in the LGBT community, but the nature part of it is they can only adopt two men, two women. Can only adopt. Now, one woman can get pregnant, but it be in fetal that go to a clinic, one of those fetal research. I can't say the name, but it's through that way. But the dad is not in the picture, and the child, when it's born, is wondering who is the mommy and who is the daddy. Every child, what the feminists don't understand, desire to know who their father is. There's a certain nature that a man carries that a woman don't carry. Same vice versa. There's certain things that you carry. But this feminist mindset is overriding that. And so it hurts you as far as your structure of family. When it hurts your structure of family, it hurts your construction of community. And if let's say you Pan-Africanist or you proudly African self, being African, you need a nation like the mother nations do. Just like every other nationality of people you do. You can't be overriding and disrespecting your man and driving him away. And likewise, a man shouldn't be dogging out the woman, thinking that vice versa, because you both black men and black women who have that mindset, they hurting themselves. You got black men that just got a low self, that they come across a bad character of a woman who's black and start putting her down. You can't develop no one to that resemble you when she go to have your children. You don't see your legacy, your bloodline continue. If you get it out of the throat, then if you get with the wrong person, and I'm not saying, but get with the right person that you get along with. And if you want to see someone that wouldn't see this in the provision in 20, 30 years in your life down the road, and God allows you to live a long time, don't you want to see your kids and your grandkids look just like you, have your personal traits? That's something that every family from all walks of life, from every race have, and that's they do. They desire to have that. But if you run around being this angry feminist kind of woman and just, you're not going to be able to keep a man. Sometimes you have to find someone who's right, have the right character to give yourself. And my suggestion is, first, and that's why some of us are single, because sometimes God has to show us that if we get it, we have to love Him in order to love one another. I mean, sometimes the black man has to love God, and the black woman has to love God, because that's the only way it's going. And he teaches you patience and endurance. Not saying that you're not going to have any difficulties and things like that. And disagreements, but sometimes the women need to take an ear from the man. And sometimes God would kind of give her wisdom how she can win her husband. But if she's not willing to listen and she's being hard-headed because her boyfriend, her fiance, the kid's dad, she's trying to get to marry, and she's coming off with this controlling, manipulative kind of spirit, trying to control him, manipulate him, hurt him, wound him. When you wounded him, you wounded your nation. Same way it was a black man that wounded the black woman. You're wounding your nation. You're hurting yourself. And if you're proud as a people, you proud, African diaspora chains and Pan-Africanists proud to be black and pro-black and everything between. Your nationality is important. Then you have to figure out the lane to work out your ego. You have to work out your pride and your ego, because if you don't, it's not gonna look good in front of the children. How are they supposed to continue the generations of your bloodline and your name to continue on? If you're a female fighting against a male, and a male is not to think highly of the woman, and a lot of times you see on on the black sector of YouTube, and you'll see about everyone now and then. Of course, there's one lady over there in YouTube is Cynthia G. She talks about interracial relationships all the time, and majority of it. Then you have some men that go on that, and there's some other women that's going over this, such as her. But what these women don't understand, and I'm talking that the Cynthia G's and all them other women like that don't understand. You have to let go of your pride, your ego. You have to let go of your ego, your feminist ego. The reason why they're not getting the man that you want, the black men that you want, the black men that you are attracted to, because it's your personality. It's come down to your personality and what your low opinion of men. And just because some men, whether you're trying to make a point that sometimes it don't work out with the other relationships that they have with the other woman or whatever, or you think that they're gullible, it's just that's one, that's the choice. Two, if you're a black woman and you already have a husband or boyfriend, be glad that you got yours. If you're a black man that got a black woman, be glad that she ain't you perfectly matched up. Be glad, be grateful that you got somebody. But some people in the black community don't, among the two sexes, don't see that, because there's a lot don't get along because there's a lot of ego and personality. And then you showboat in front of other nationalities of people, telling them that we can, and they taking note of this. Let me say, dang, they hate each other that doggone much. I know we have our problem in our own community, and that could be it could be white, Hispanic, Asian, Middle Eastern. They watching what you do. But they even though that they might have a disagreement among their own sexes, male versus female, they ain't all over social media and media displaying and stuff like that. Whatever they got going on in the Hispanic, Asian, Middle Eastern, those other people's community, they keep it among themselves. They don't be tearing. You don't hear the Hispanic women just be tearing down the Hispanic men all the time. They might have little funny issues, but they don't do that on a public platform. Majority of the times, the majority that they do. And it's not about I'm hate you because you the man. Cause the Hispanic people know, it's like the Middle Eastern people know, the Asian people know, that no matter, even though there might be a slight difference in personality, they know that they need each other. They know that when they come to this country, they need each other. Now, sometimes the men get, I have witnesses with Hispanic men, some of them got that male ego, just like some black men got, and white men and other men got male egos. and whatever personal problem. But maybe it's because it goes the same way. They didn't match up with the certain man that's supposed to be their husband or their wife, whatever they work on in their communities. But they ain't out here constantly bashing each other. You know, they try to make things go. I mean, it may not be perfect. There's domestic violence, abuse, and things like that. Yeah, but you know, I don't hear too many times, and not that saying that it doesn't, that they're controlling, because they know that certain type of men, that men will walk out, and I don't think too many women, regardless of what nationality or race they are, they want to see their sons with some fatherly figure. That's important to a boy. That's a young boy that's seen his father. So it would be wise that you, and as far as the girl, she would know what kind, if you get the right man, what type of husband she expect, and what boyfriend to a husband, what she expect in the future. And then once she watch and she learn your personality as a woman, then she able to keep her boyfriend, her husband, so you can have your grandchildren. But if you got this, if your daughter got this idea, you got this spirit, and your daughter got this spirit, you're gonna be nothing but single women that's not in happy relationships. And then if God give you a man, don't control him, don't manipulate him, just because he don't meet a certain criteria, a certain way, just because he don't flip on you, just to get you to respond to him as a man. Respect his role. If he goes out there and work hard, and he's doing things to take care of the house, he shares responsibility. Even if it's a man that, if it's not his natural kid, if he's willing to step up the plate, be glad that you have someone like that. Be glad that you have, because a lot of people out here, they that are single, private children, deep down everybody want someone's companion. I know I do, but I ain't gonna be with some woman that want to be controlling and manipulative and things like that. And because she's too caught up in herself, I'm just keeping the buck. So that's why you see a lot of women who are single, because they don't know how to kind of think, submit up under God, and God shows them how to submit to their husband. Notice I said it, not by man, by God. He was showing them what to do and how to be a proper wife. Why a girlfriend to a fiance to a wife. But you go into the idea that, nah, he gotta do what I do, or else I'm gonna have it wrapped around my finger. Well, you're gonna find out real quick he ain't gonna be happy. And a happy home is a broken home. And you're a contentious woman that he don't want to be around. You're gonna drive him. So if any women listen to this video and you got that feminist spirit, you need to kill it. That's my advice. If you want that man to stay around, because everybody wants someone to stay around. Majority of people want somebody. There might be certain people that then there might be certain people that want to stay alone, but there's people, but they got to figure out what is it about themselves. In the same way, it was a man. I mean, some men can try not to find a man that had this mindset. You just a piece of butt. You just a flesh. Find someone that'll value you, will love you. I mean, because and another reason why some people are not together is because you have to learn to love somebody through thick and thin. And hopefully someone can love you back, so you don't have to keep going from relationship after relationship after relationship. Learn if you was young and you made a mistake, find out what caused the mistake. And if you make a mistake again the second time, then try to figure out the second. But sometimes we all got to take a self-evaluation of ourselves. Sometimes it simply comes down to personality. I mean, looks can only go so far. You can have the most good-looking person on your arms, and they can make your spirit miserable as hell. And I'd rather have someone who that I want to be around than someone who want to make me busy. A pretty woman that just think that she's so caught up in, oh, I can get any man that I want, and in fact you and got that, that it's like, okay, you do, but if that's the case, then go right ahead. Because why would I waste my energy and time with someone who has a big ego? And a lot of men, there's a lot of men that feel that way. Because some women got egos too, and that's where this feminist spirit comes from. They got that's an ego. And sometimes when some women complain that men don't want to take a lead, and then somehow some real men start taking up a step to lead, you got some women that sit out there tell the man to back down. I don't need you. But yet, something happened on a greater scale, and say, why did the man come and defend her? Because she sit up there and told that she didn't need no man. So the man just say, okay, you got this. You got this. You strong. You go. You male and female. Okay. You got that male and female spirit. So the common sense thing to do is basically you stick together and stop, learn black, and this some black men and some black women understand this. Some got common sense enough to know this, but you got a segment. Oh, you see on social media. That's why they ain't gonna have somebody, because they ain't figured it out. Sometimes it could be them. And look, we've all had our bad experiences. I ain't been up to par to some of the people I dated, and they ain't been up to par who I ain't been on my top of my game. But guess what? At the end of the day, you get to a certain point in life. You don't want to jump from relationship after relationship after relationship, because it's too much time, it's too much energy. When you find somebody, God bless you to find somebody good, be glad that you got somebody, because right now it's tough as hell to being single. I mean, you don't know what you're dealing with, who you getting with, especially if you're about to make a family with somebody. But it means a lot. And people who are married together last longer and live longer. Those who work it out. Those who have a mutual love and respect for one another as a spouse. And they have their problems? Sure that they do. Probably couples out there that have been married over 10, 15 years can tell you. But if I was get a relationship, I'd rather get it from that woman who's not hold on to her husband, or that man. If it's a man, how do you hold on to your wife? What did you do? I'd rather listen to someone who's been married and is still married. Been married for 20, 30 years. The do's and the don'ts, because they have more experience at life. Because they could have been many times, but there's something about that couple that pushed it out. No matter how hard things got, no matter if the finances, no matter if it was the things, an ailment that hit their family, their own self, they know how to stand out. You don't have you very seldom you find couples like that. And that's why a lot of men and a lot of women are single, because they don't want to give up themselves. They don't know how to love. And love means you have to give something of yourself. And the only way, if you want this person, You have to learn it from the one who created you. That's the Most High God, because He is love. Once you know how to love Him, then you love Him and be committed to Him. Then you can commit to your spouse. And then when He puts you together, that's when the union comes in. That's why some people are happily married, because they let, and no matter, as they have fights and conflicts and disagreements, yeah, but if they endure and work out their things, the marriage usually lasts. No one said that marriage is going to be perfect, but that's how it means. And in other words, it means a lot. It's your future. It's your kids' future, your grandkids' future. One day your great-great-grandkids. And one day before you leave this world, seeing that your legacy carry. One day you might be in the spirit, be able to see your legacy carry on and on and on, generations after you. And so, just like any other nationality or family, you need to think about when you put down, whether you're the woman putting down the man or the man putting down the woman. If you love your people, stop it. I mean, you stop putting down each other down. Stop putting each other down like that. Know that you got this slight differences and everything, but you work it out like the mother people and the mother nationalities do. You work things out, and you don't let nobody come in and tear up your family. Don't come between you. And that when this is on the arena of political, when the white feminists did that, that's what they did to the black woman, and some black women fell for it. See, and I heard a black woman say that the fight was between getting equality from the white male from the female. That she wasn't getting the voice because he had all the power. He had all the control of the resources. That's what it was about during the early part of 18th, 19th, 20th century. That's what it was about. Black men have never been at that level like the white male. At any time, he still ain't really. He maybe had his own household. The only time he's able to be a man in his own household, and able to be a father and to be a man over his family. But when it comes to the company, comes to the job, he's going up under that white man, whatever company that he works at. They got to deal with the bill collectors. He got to deal with. So he's doing his part as, being the parent when it comes to his kids, dealing with their teachers and stuff, and giving his part, doing his part. So what I'm saying is that why are you fighting each other and you destroying, and so you start hating on each other, then you're gonna dwindle yourself out. And whether it's any right now, I mean, there's a segment of us that, like any other group of people, you have the LGBT community, like I mentioned earlier, but they can't make a bloodline. That's a fact. They can adopt, but they can't make a bloodline. And 9 chances out of 10, because let's say that it happened and one child fell into the same lifestyle that they do, that generation is going to be off within 2 or 3 years, because that child gonna have to adopt, because that girl wants to be with a girl, that boy wants to be with a boy. So if they decide they want to have a kid, they can't. They're gonna have to have basically every other person's kid, and therefore, this is a fact. It's a scientific fact. And therefore, you dwindle your family, your seed out, your bloodline, through that, just alone. Because there's nobody producing. And that's not hatred. That's just a fact. Because it lets you go to the clinic, but now you got someone else's seed, raise somebody else's, then it come through that natural union. And you don't know what that child gonna turn out to be. Yeah, but you'll love them though, but you're gonna see whatever the results of it. So it plays in a nuclear family, and so this is what they've done. So if you're African American, you listen to this video. This is how they're doing to destroy you, fight against each other on opposite sex. They're manipulating you. They did it with the government when they pushed the black men out the home. To the point that, so now, then it's like, okay, it's too many of them now. Next thing you know is the abortion. And guess who co-signed with this? The feminists. That's right, the feminists. The white feminists got the black feminists to get on board with this. But the sad thing about some women is they don't see the vision. Men see men or see visions, provision down the line. And look at any man that God has set up, that when a man plans something, he got it already ordered in his mind what he's going to do. It's the same way. And if you don't have no vision, you're going to dwindle out. So, to get back to what I'm saying is that the black feminist is blind. Her arrogance, her attitude is blinding, and she don't know that she's just, when she rides against the black man, you hurting the black community in that sector, because you can't, as a unit, as a family, as a community. It's like our relatives that came before us, and if we're dwelling it out, that's why we're dwelling out to different people. That's one of the reasons why. And so I think when it comes to the daughters of Zion, which is black women, some of the ones that's really hard-headed, they need prayer. They're going to really have to get in the face. So God he's going to have to deal with the black woman, just like he had to deal with the black man. Because when she's on her ego, you can't, this woman, they are defiant, you can't tell them nothing, they argumentative, and think that sometimes it takes God and say, hey, I'm trying to reason with it, talk with it, you're going to have to deal with her, God. And that's when he steps in and show her the whole picture. This is the truth. And this is what black men who speak with reason, with common sense, that's trying to tell some of these women. We're trying. There's some that really do want to step up to the plate, but they saying no. No, I don't want you defending me. No, I got this. I don't need you now. But then after a while, but yet the same women who sit up there and say something like that, see their man going to another woman. And why is he going to the other women? Because he was going to the other woman because it was designed that woman knows that he's the husband and she's the wife. Now that doesn't take away that she got to be like an old fashioned. She got to be barefoot and cooking in the kitchen or something like that all the time. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that's what that black man, when he's looking for a wife, that's what he's looking for. So she would help him in different areas of arena that It's thing black men can't do. They can, but it'd be rather for a woman to do it. They don't have. They're not built. Some are not built with that nature, and this is where the black woman has the nature when she step into her own nature. This ain't got nothing to do me being, and that's why there's a male and a female. You the comforter, the nurturer, especially when it comes to the children, the boys and the girls. You encourage the sons and enlighten the daughters. That's what the black female is supposed to do. But some black women don't understand that, but you need the combination. And the male needs to do his part. And then some females need to show and do their part to if he's willing to step up and find, or if he's not willing to do it, find a black man that will do it. And if God bless you with a black man, appreciate the one that has stepped up and said, I'll be that father. I'll be that man, that boy, that girl looking for. And there's a lot of good black men out here that are like that. Don't push them away with your attitude and your ego. I can do this. When God's telling you, I'm giving you, you've been asking for this husband, you've been asking for this mate. Now sometimes you got to calm down with that, with your ego, and I can do it on myself. Especially when he bringing to you someone to help you, to assist you, to help nurture you, to take care of you, to help you with the seed, to help you clarity with your problems. That's what the couple was about helping out each other. But you got some women that don't understand that, and you got some men that don't understand that either. That's what you're there for. But as long as you got that spirit of I don't need no man. The man, I'm gonna be over a man. The man, these men ain't crap. These black men ain't crap. Then you're gonna keep seeing your men gonna keep dwelling out to other nations. In some cases, they may go to another man. In some cases, that have happened. In some cases, I'll go to another woman. You know what I'm saying? I'll go with another woman, but I'm I'll go find another woman to be my wife. If you're not willing to give me that respect as a male figure, as a man of God, as a person of who He designed me to be. That's just common sense. And so the reason why that's why they have at it and use all over social media, and you don't know it would be, you don't see them other nationalities do that. Is it there are men and women that got problems and they got the same issues? Yes, they do, but they ain't down there, and ain't too many women ain't gonna in that culture gonna try to control that man, because they know he'll get up and he'll get up and leave and say, look, I'm not dealing with this. You got too much of an ego. Then she's by herself. And regardless of what women, some women who want to be with somebody, they're gonna know what the sacrifice to give something of themselves. And that's that sector. But if you're not willing to give your sector of yourself, and you just about ego and attitude, you're gonna be by yourself for the rest of your life. And I got women in my family like that. And some choose to be like that because they got too much mouth. They don't know how to. And some, I think, that choose to be single, but others that it's their own mouth that the reason why they're not in a relationship. I do believe that in some cases, or they just haven't found the right person, or they just haven't prepared themselves as a wife. And I think that's something that God has to show them by the scripture. Not any other woman. He has assigned a woman to show you how to be a wife. That's what the women's ministry is for. on how to be a good wife. Not to be controlling, not to manipulate your husband, not to insult him, not to make him feel like he's a boy, you know, or you that kind of woman that's used to dealing with men like that, because he don't snap at you, he don't grab you, he's like two tack dogs on each other. You have to respect that man if you want to keep that man in the picture, so your kids don't have to keep being confused and walking one daddy, two daddy, three daddies going out the door, because that affects them psychologically. Because what kind of message is that sent to the kids, the boys? The boys think that's okay when they get older. They get into a relationship because they saw their daddy, their stepdaddy doing that to their mama. The girls think that's okay for your daughter. Okay, she'll turn around and be loose like that. So she'll have one boyfriend, three boyfriends. Next thing you know, she's knocked up with 2 or 3 kids at the age of 18, 19 years old. What you see, that's when you're a single mother. And those are the ones that have kids. So you gotta consider that. They're watching you. And then you have to teach them, talk with them, so they don't make the same mistakes. And hopefully that they will listen. And when they get an age of maturity to have a relationship, you won't see that generational curse going among. And then pray over your children that they don't do that. That, because one time they're going to find their first love, and hopefully they won't, and some may they might get their feelings hurt because maybe they didn't see eye to eye the first time. But hopefully on the second or third time that wisdom will guide them. But that's the best. But if your daughter's running around with that feminist spirit, you might as well cut the bloodline off. I'm being straight up. Because, women should be equal. Equal, yes. But not controlling. Not manipulating. Not dominating. Especially when you have some. That's not cool. Especially if you have kids and they witnessing that. How you treat your mate. So if God give you somebody, respect them. So that's the reason why. But it plays into the fact of building a nation too, a community, a nation, to the point that you think as a people. Because I was hearing something how it was a case I heard on this one YouTube channel, Nicole, and I was hearing how the way, and she had this guest on, and it was watching. It was how Ice Cube was talking about doing something for black people, and you had these 3 African American women, black women, were arguing, making it seem like it's just black people and women. It's like, no, women are part of the people of black people, and they fall into that category of conquered and divide. And some of them, they're well-known celebrities, that they're older women, and they got such in ways, and they have been in relationships, but they some attractive looking women, but you know why they can't hold down? And you see someone like a Lisa Ray and Vivica Fox and different women like that at that age, because they don't know how to submit. They don't know how. They're not willing to give. And you're like, wow, these women are attractive and beautiful. I've seen some beautiful, attractive women. But you know what's the sad thing about this? They're too caught up in themselves. And The reason why they're miserable and they combative against men because they take on that spirit. And then you get to the point, why don't no men don't want to deal with me? Because it comes down to the personality. It's your persona. And it's the same way, if I was a raggedy, filthy mouth person and I was just ornery with my tongue and just blatant and have no control over it, just nasty. And if I'm trying to look for a wife, how God's not gonna reward me with no good looking woman who's be a wife when I got this controlling, nasty, filthy, foul mouth. That's common sense. Like, ugh, dang, you sound kind of crazy. I'm just saying, this is true. This is real fact. So the same way, and some women can be foul mouthed too. Oh, I've seen some women online get pretty foul. Like, damn, some stuff that make a Billy go blush. I mean, that's how foul that thing is. But it's certain things that it's a integrity as a woman that a man like to see. That a man don't need to be hearing all that. Some men, that turns some men off. Because you talk more like the dude. And that's why your own mouth can be your own destruction. And I've heard women say that hey, they were looking at a dude and they found that he was kind of attractive. As soon as he opened up his mouth, they heard what he's got to say. That turned them off. Just by what he was like, wow, I was about to give my number, but oh damn. I'm like, wow. So sometimes the same thing go with it, and some women got realized something. That dude might be a dude interested in, like a Lisa Ray, but they see how the way they are. Nah, yeah, she look good, but long term, beyond the looks, beyond the stardom and stuff. What do I have to look for with this person? Is she got so much vanity? Get all that vain and vanity to yourself. It's one thing to be an attractive person, whether you're male or female, but damn, when you get to the point that you too doggone vain, that nobody don't want to be around you. That's pretty bad. And you going in and out of relationships, that's pretty bad. Because sometimes it's that person's person. It comes back to the person. You can find the most attractive person, and you can find the most unattractive person, but they'll find the good qualities in the person. That's like, damn, they might be but I really loved about this person. But somebody physically say, ugh, they don't look up to par. They don't look attractive. It's because what that person found attractive was on the inside, and what they say and how they carry themselves is on the inside out. Their personality. That personality means a lot. Sometimes it drowns out the looks. I've seen a lot again, but when I have met nice looking females in the past, but their personality sucked. And I wonder why she's still single. Oh, that's why she's still single. It's her personality. It's like, cause yeah, you could get the dude, but the dude stay with her for a couple weeks to 6 months to a year, and she drove him crazy. It goes both ways. Men and women, it goes both ways. Some women think that I'm so pretty now. Yeah, but you can't keep the person. Sometimes, you just have a bunch of pretty people, unmarried people, attractive people, unmarried, no relationship. And so don't you think that's something kind of odd? And then who wants to keep getting with somebody, get with 5, 10 different personalities of people? Dealing with whatever personality of person you got to deal with. Dealing with one is one enough. Dealing with 10 to 15 people is not so cool. Like I said, I don't want to deal with 15, 20 different women. I'm like, no, oh no. You know, at some time, but some men, they do. There's some men, I gotta admit, there's some men that they just from Rome to Maine kind of, and no. But when you get to a certain point, you be like, damn. And you be with a woman for a while that you're dating, or you have someone, a relationship, because when you automatically you sleep with somebody, you forming some kind of relationship with them, and even if you're sleeping with them. But then once you get to really know them, it's like, is this the kind of person you want to settle down with? And it's just not cool going from one to the other, because it's too much time, too much energy, too much giving up yourself. Then it's the finances part of it. What if you be like some men, knock up 2 or 3 women at one time? I knew that it happened to my sister's, my niece's father. He knocked up my sister, then got two other women knocked up at the same time, trying to be a pretty boy. You know, during this time, being irresponsible for all for that. He's light skinned with the curly hair. But you know, it's sad when some young women, when they get young like young men, they don't know how to judge integrity, commitment. What is this person about? Is they responsible enough? Or do they have goals? That's what it is. Do they have a positive outlook? You want somebody, if that they can handle situations and they know how to get you through the storm. That's why I would really want somebody to help me get me through the storms of life. You know, I'm at the stage. It is. That's what the woman is designed to do, to help you get you through the storm. And I'll help her get her through her storm. That's being reasonable. But when you have women and men, and particularly, ain't seen eye to eye, I mean, I don't care how attractive a woman can be, but she got the nastiest personality and dragging me, draining me through hell. No. I learned to be picky. You know, I used to be that type of dude who was like, wow, man. And I would look at a woman like, wow, you know. But now I look at it differently, like, boy, I wish I'd get with her. And yeah, she looked kind of cool because she got a nice body, a nice face. But yeah, it looks good on the outside. But really, long term, without a steady relationship, what could that person offer me? And that will make me want to continue a relationship, because it takes 2 to make a relationship. It's not just one. Sometimes in its best relationships, 2 people willing to give towards one another. Not just one, and you got one person's giving, the other person having some kind of an ego trip. But you have women that got it on an ego trip just like men do. You do. You see that they think, because they get a few guys holler at them, talk at them, and say, hey, hey, gorgeous, hey, queen, and everything like that. And they get their head all big and everything. And they get some kind of a distinguish. They get some kind of attitude. Because I get tired of all these men trying to, like, dang. And there's women that wish they had that. Then you have women that wish they can get that kind of attention. It's crazy. And these are women that got a good heart. They get passed over. But you got these ungrateful women that God has blessed them to have, but they just have no personality. They may have the looks. They may have a little smarts, but they don't have no personality. You need substance. So I want to say this, that the feminists don't have no substance when she's controlling. she don't have no substance to maintain a relationship when she's too gag, and go keep dealing with that. No man, no man, no man. Every person, whether male or female, got a certain amount of time. But if you get gag, who wants to deal with that for the rest of their life? Who want to be married to someone like the rest of their life? That's why I say you have to use women like that gotta use common sense. Like, but if they ain't willing to change, 9 chances out of them same women you see, they're like, boy, she gorgeous, she attractive. Yeah, she got about 5, 6, 7 husbands, 10 boyfriends, and she can't commit to one. And probably out of the relationship, got 2 or 3 baby daddies. This person has a relationship problem. I know they're good looking, but they got it like those women I mentioned earlier. But they got it's something with them, and that they expect, or they expect some. And you got someone that they meet a guy who got his ends and he's making well over money, but they feel like they can manipulate the guy with all the money. But he don't have no obvious. They don't. She the best thing, but he the guy with the finances and the stuff. He don't have to put up with that stuff. He got enough finances to kick you to the side and you go on about your business. And that's what happens in some of these divorces that you see. So now you woman that got so much money, you got the money, you got enough to live upon, but now you don't have no steady, enjoyable relationship. Like you see your friends who've been married for 20, 30 years. Someone to just little things in life, just to sit back and in a room and enjoy a popcorn. Sit back and tell each other stories, get to know each other, talk about your families. It's more to the relationship part. How you feel. A lot of human interaction. You getting to know a person, they're getting to know you. But someone who's stuck up or who's so into themselves, they can't. It's one thing to be confident. Nothing wrong with being confident, but it's one thing that gets to the point you get arrogant and ego. Sooner or later, that drives the good people away, and it just be you and your ego and your arrogance. And both sexes, male and female, can have that same personality. They got the same persona. That's the truth. So again, it's good that, and then they tell you the good part about being a married couple. It's good on your taxes. You live longer. There's like 5, 10 different perks someone was telling me about. I said, wow, just to be married couples you live longer. You're healthier. You're richer. You're not in poverty as much. And if you with the right person, that could tolerate you or you could tolerate them. That's what I really want. Someone that could tolerate me and I could tolerate them. That's the truth. Because you can look at a woman and fantasize online, but the reality of it is you meet her in person, she could be hell on wheels. And you might think because she look good, that's why it's good to get to know somebody. Just take your time to get to know what they really about. Learn their little personality, their little quirks and things that get on their nerves and things that will get on your nerves. Let's just get all that out before you move in with somebody and live with somebody. And that's why they call courting and dating. Till you get the idea, okay, by the first or second year, okay, you kind of pretty much know each other by now. And they get to know you, and they decide to hang in there with you, and you hanging there with them. But I didn't mean to make this video so long, but I just wanted to make sense of this feminist, this spirit. And they end up, majority of the feminists turn out to be with other women. Because only another woman can deal with that kind of spirit. And then it's a feminist spirit. It's like a masculine spirit kind of way. And no man don't want to wrestle with a masculine spirit is in a woman. No man don't want to wrestle with no masculine spirit. It's not fun. It's not a debate. It's not a challenge. Maybe some men do, but there's a good percentage of us don't. No, because that will get on your nerves after a while. And that's why you have so much, in some cases, with domestics. That could be part of the domestic. Coming from that part, of course, you got some men that are overboard to it too. But I'm just saying. But hey, if you want to continue as a race of people, stop putting each other down. If you about loving black people and want to see your race move ahead, then you're gonna have to deal with your inside issues, and the woman gonna have to recognize it, and the man gonna have to recognize it, know his faults, just like the woman gotta know her faults, and that's the problem. But as long as you keep riding against each other, male versus female, you ain't gonna move with one iota, and other people gonna pass you as far as benefits and the benefits of a nuclear family, and as a community, and as a drop. So that would be my advice. And again, it goes back to why some women don't have a man. You have to give some of yourself. You got to sacrifice. Learn from those other women. That's how they was able to keep a happy marriage. They stay in a successful marriage because they had to sacrifice. Man had to sacrifice. Their husband had to sacrifice their love. That's why you had to learn. You had to be of them to the Most High. That's why he teaches men and women how to sacrifice. He never meant for you to go in and out of different relationships and 3 or 4 or 5 different divorces. That's not what it's designed to do. For one thing, you see divorce costs a lot of money. Just worse is in the marriage, it's heartbreaking, it's depressing, it takes a lot out of you from what I've heard from people that have been divorced. That's it. So when you get married again, learn from your previous relationship. Just like when you're going with somebody, you have to learn from your mistake, not to bring that same situation into your next relationship. Learn more about you. That's why, spending a lot of time with myself, get my little quirks and things out before you bring someone into my life. And is it all going to be 100% perfect? No, it's not, but at least it's somewhat tolerable. If you can they can tolerate you can tolerate them. That's the thing. Then live with somebody, because that's a whole different ball game. Live with somebody, live with another human being. That could be a challenge in itself. So I just wanted to make a video on this. Again, I know it's kind of ragged along, but hey, that's the only way that black people are going to stick together, is that they stop with the nonsense of putting each other down online. and social media. And some couples are doing it. And the best advice is, again, ask couples who are married over 5 years how they were able, 10 years, 20 years, how they keep a relationship. They'll tell you the goods and the bad and everything about a relationship. That's what I would do. I've never been married, but for what I've seen of people that have been married around me, I see the good and the bad. So, but anyway, I hope someone can enlighten this or share this with somebody, enlighten them. But that's the key is. The key is that if you destroy each other, you will hurt each other in the end. So till next time, I hope you guys hear this advice. I hope you like it. Share if you want to. And you be blessed. And take care. And remember, those ride together, stay together. Take care.